It's the Mario movie! Yay!
The Mario Brothers and plumbing's the game. We're not like the others who get all the fame. I love that music was in this movie.
What was that from originally?
The Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Oh, okay. See, he's gonna get all the references that I don't get.
Yeah, they had a lot of like references in this movie, which a lot of them were fun.
Yeah, there were even ones that I recognized. I thought it was weird when they had that intro at the beginning about the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
The dinosaurs found their way back.
It always has to be the dinosaur.
Why? And then Dennis Hopper came out and I'm like, they digitized AI and Dennis Hopper?
Bob Hoskins came in.
It's amazing. I don't know, what'd you think of this movie, Phelan?
I enjoyed it for the most part. There's like a few tweaks I guess I would have made. I would have had it be a little less, tood and illumination-y at a few points, but I think they did a good job for the most part.
Yeah, I think for the most part, I had a good time with this movie. I laughed several times. Mm-hmm. Even the Chris Pratt voice. I wish that it had been more than just hey, what's up?
Yeah.
But I don't think it was too distracting, honestly.
Yeah, it's he had it a few times. It kind of slipped. It was not even how much of the Brooklyn accent he had in there. I do like that we got Brooklyn Mario again because I have missed that since, the old cartoons and, the Bob Hoskins movie even. Those things. I grew up with Brooklyn accent Mario. And I like that they kind of had that backstory again, too. Because I feel I don't know, they don't really seem to reference that kind of thing where Mario and Luigi came from Brooklyn and got found a pipe and get sucked into the Mushroom Kingdom. That was the backstory you'd see in a lot of things. Is in the Super Mario Super Show. Is in storybooks I had as a kid. Stuff like that. So it was neat seeing that in the Mario thing again.
Yeah, I think the accent, I'm not sure he was really doing a Brooklyn accent.
He did a few times. It was uneven.
It was uneven. He was doing it in the commercial that they did at the beginning. They have the commercial
when they're doing the Italian ones.
And then they were I don't know about that accent. Yeah, I don't know, but it's funny.
They're kind of doing more of the Charles Martinet, it's a me, let's go kind of thing in that.
I guess if they were doing a whole movie of that, it might be a little annoying, but I do think he could have put a little more stink on the Italian Brooklyn side of it.
I did like they had Charles Martinet there as some guy playing Jumpman on the arcade machine where he's oh, I thought it was a good or something. You're talking about their accent on the commercial.
Oh, that was what that was.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Lots
of in-jokes and references in this, which I'm sure you got more of them because of the lore, but I definitely got quite a few things. I'm oh, okay, I see what they were doing there.
They even had Wrecking Crew in there, which was not a reference I expected them to make.
Yeah.
That was one of the early Mario games on Nintendo. It was just it wasn't, it was Mario in the game, but it didn't really play like a Mario game. It was just a weird Wrecking Crew game.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, they had some guy that they worked for, and he had that on his suit said Wrecking Crew and stuff. So that was funny.
Yeah, I think they did a good job of integrating game stuff in parts that aren't necessarily game related, when they're running through the city in Brooklyn trying to get to their first job and you see them kind of doing this platforming type thing.
That was fun.
I thought that was pretty cool. And it was a little more readable as a reference as opposed to the 90s Mario movie, which it's okay, I guess that's the fish lady, Big Bertha or whatever. That's what she is.
Yeah.
It's a little more translatable, I think.
Yeah. Them even having castle pizza or something at the end as they hit the flagpole.
Yeah. It felt like a video game brought to life.
Yeah.
I feel like there was not a single fart joke in that.
Yeah, that was nice.
I don't think they threw a single fart joke in. Yeah. No one just danced to dance.
Mm-hmm.
They were trying something with it. I appreciated. I thought that Jack Black was really funny in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was good. And you have Bowser at the piano singing because it's Jack Black.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's that wouldn't have happened if it wasn't Jack Black.
Yeah, I did Bowser's bits. I did too, I thought maybe, it'd be a bit more weenified than it was in some parts, because like he says, like, oh, wait till Mario sees me kill his brother, and stuff like that. He throws out kill, so it's at least they weren't too weenie to say that.
Yeah, I like when the one of the turtles,
the Koopa Troopa.
The Koopa Troopas, yes, that's why he plays the games. I haven't played as many, but the Koopa Troopa, when one of them like says something to him he doesn't like, and then he just flames him until he's like one of the skeleton
dry
ones.
bones.
Yeah, he becomes a dry bones. You're sitting there like,
yeah.
So there's some murder in this.
Bowser couldn't remember the name of a Spiny. It's like, there's a lot harder names to remember in the Koopa Troopa army than
Even
Spiny.
the Ice Capades remembered Spiny.
Yeah. But come on, Bowser.
I liked the bit where they go to Donkey Kong's land, and then like that one of them is taking him to see Cranky Kong, and then they're in a cart and he throws the banana peel behind him.
Yeah.
And then the one monkey just hits it and blows up.
Yeah. Big long sequence of Mario Kart references.
Yeah, I got the Mario Kart stuff. I got Kitty Mario. I was like, I know that.
Yeah. It's kind of weird because they insinuated that Mario and Luigi put on the red and green for the commercial and their branding for the plumbing, that they were just starting up their plumbing business, but then they're wearing that as kids. It's like,
Oh, inconsistent lore. Yeah, because they had the baby Mario,
yeah,
baby Luigi,
which was a
in there.
reference, obviously, to that stuff.
Yeah, I recognize some stuff because of Yoshi's Crafted World, so I was like, hey, I know that. But not a lot of Yoshi. They passed by some Yoshis in one of the worlds, and then they had a teaser at the end. Spoilers.
Yoshi's Island is the next movie.
Yoshi's Island.
Yeah, I guess, like, Cranky Kong originally is supposed to be the Donkey Kong from the original Donkey Kong games. And Donkey Kong Jr. grew up into the one from the Donkey Kong Country games, so I guess it's a bit different because, like, Cranky Kong wasn't really a king either, so they changed the lore a bit.
Yeah, see, I vaguely remember Cranky Kong from the Donkey Kong TV show. I remember that being on, but I could not tell you the lore of it. So I thought that was kind of fun, seeing the Donkey Kong world.
I did like them having Donkey Kong World remind me of Captain N, because it's like they would throw bad guys sometimes into the warp that took you to Donkey Kong Land. Like, let's let Donkey Kong kill them.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Jack Black in this. I thought he was really funny. And I don't think I think they made him scary enough that, like, he was funny, but he wasn't a weenie when he was supposed to be like a threat, and I like that balance there.
I wish maybe there could have been a couple more scary moments, but other than that, yeah, I liked it.
And they had him like annihilate those penguins.
Yeah.
Which I wanted to see him do, because I'm like, screw those penguins.
Yeah. For you penguins.
Were they from anything, or just
Unless it's some weird Mario game, I don't know. I've never seen those penguins.
Okay. I did think the penguins were funny when they're all captured, and there's... What was that thing?
There's it's like, I forget what they're called. It's from Super Mario Galaxy.
Oh,
those things are around those weird little planets, and they kind of give you advice and whatnot.
Okay, there was some crazy little star thing floating around in there and saying all this like crazy shit and annoying them, and the penguin just like, please, we're already depressed enough.
Yeah, I did like that. It's just in this little singy-songy voice, like, we have nothing to look forward to but death.
Yeah. I liked Princess Peach. I feel like they didn't play up too much of that, like, girl power annoying stuff they do sometimes, where it's like, this is the girl character, so they will do the token girl thing.
Yeah, they did make her, like, super active, and, like, she did stuff, but yeah, they didn't make it into that kind of annoying territory, I guess. She just felt like a really capable leader.
Yeah, I felt like she was part of the story, and like obviously the plot was about Bowser trying to marry her, but I feel like she did enough.
I'm glad like she wasn't really kidnapped too, because like Mario did that too many times, especially after where Mario 2 she was a playable character.
Oh.
And then it's like then you get like that you didn't get that I guess for like however many years after that.
Yeah, it seemed like Luigi was the one.
Yeah, Luigi was kind of more the kidnapped person.
Yeah, Luigi was written out of most of the movie because he was, I guess, Mario was looking for him. Mm-hmm. Luigi's missing.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. It's more Luigi is missing. I was kind of hoping when Luigi was in the cage over the lava, he might throw out a Mario, where are you? They didn't go that far into the references. That was an Atari commercial. We don't want to reference that.
What'd you think about them bringing in Mario and Luigi's family? That's new, right? That's not from before.
Yeah, I've never really seen their family before. I guess that was interesting.
I guess they were setting up, they're kind of a couple of failsons, apparently.
Yeah.
they're embarrassing to the family, and they quit a steady job that they had, and their dad is mostly mad at Mario for dragging Luigi down with him. I guess it was more Mario's idea, and he's like, wrong kid died.
There was I think maybe it's their grandfather who's kind of dressed in a getup that kind of also reminded me of that Luigi from the Mario Atari commercial.
Oh.
I was like, I don't know, maybe that's just me looking too far, but kind of looked like that.
I feel like some of the family stuff was interesting. Some of it was like a little more than necessary, but I guess they were adding a little bit of layers to them, and like Mario had
Donkey Kong and Mario related.
Yeah, they're angry fathers. They're angry fathers.
I did think it was funny too when Mario he has to face Donkey Kong at one point so that the Kongs will lend their support to fighting Bowser. It's just like Donkey Kong's a big showboat and stuff, and Cranky Kong's yelling at people to shut up, and he's like, "You too, Diddy," and that's all Diddy Kong really gets.
Yeah, that's pretty good. We've talked about a lot of pros. What are some cons to this movie? What would you tweak?
Like a little bit less of the like smirky stuff, like the dog. I don't know if the dog needed to be quite as smirky as it was.
I did really love that animation with that dog. There's the bit where they do their first plumbing job, and there's a dog that's mad at Luigi for stepping on his bone, and then he wrecks the place. Yeah. I did like the animation. After that dog's bone is stepped on, he's like, "You are gonna die."
Yeah.
And then he's like licking the owner, but staring at Luigi while he's doing it, and just a little tongue on the side. I thought that was pretty funny animation.
Yeah, it's like even the things I didn't like I guess the things I would tweak maybe some, I still liked bits about them, so.
I didn't know what to expect going into this movie because I've heard reviews of all kinds. A lot of people were panning the movie before it came out because of the Chris Pratt thing, and I do think it could have been worse. Mm-hmm.
I think there could have been a better voice actor, one who did a stronger Brooklyn accent. But yeah, I mean, like you said, it wasn't. Yeah, it didn't ruin the movie or anything. Yeah. He was a bit of "it's a me Mario" at times.
Sometimes.
But other times it's kind of like, nah, it's fine.
Yeah, I think inconsistent's a good description of it because sometimes he did slip into this is definitely just Chris Pratt talking. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it could have been worse. It could have been better, but it wasn't like a deal breaker. I think it was a lot better than the pre-reviews would make you think. Mm-hmm. I've seen kind of mixed reviews from people, but overall, I mean, I thought this was a pretty good Mario movie, and I think kids especially will really like it, and I think it's got enough references in it for people who are really into the Mario franchise, and even people like me who I don't know all of the references. I still enjoyed it, and I still understood it.
Yeah, they got a lot of references for, people like as old as I am too, who like watch, Super Mario Super Show and stuff. Obviously they had the song from it in there and stuff like that. So yeah, they did a good job, I guess, appealing to a lot of different age groups with the movie. And it's nice to see a Mario movie, I guess, that is Mario. Yeah. It's like the original one I enjoy because it's so batshit stupid, but Bob Hoskins is a good Mario despite everything else in it. If he was surrounded by something that was better, it would have been a good Mario movie.
Yeah.
But
top tier Mario, Bob Hoskins. I think given a choice between the two, I would rather watch the 90s one, to be honest. But as far as a faithful Mario movie, I think this is pretty close. It's what people wanted and didn't get in the 90s.
I like that they played with the power-ups, because sometimes Mario things don't really do that. And that's something the Super Mario 3 cartoon played around with a lot, like Bowser getting different power-ups, like you'd get the raccoon leaf sometimes and stuff like that, and you kind of saw that in this movie. You saw Donkey Kong get a fire power.
Did Donkey Kong ever do power-ups?
I don't remember Donkey Kong ever getting a fire flower before, so that was kind of interesting to see.
That was cool.
Yeah, you got to see a bunch of that, the Shrink You mushroom was an important plot point a couple of times in the movie.
Yeah, some things it seems like it's just a joke, but it's actually a setup for something. So Mario gets the Shrinky one, and then it doesn't help him in the fight with Donkey Kong, but then later on they're able to use it to an advantage.
Yeah.
Which I guess is how it's in the game. Sometimes the power-ups, certain ones are better in certain situations.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they did in this movie.
I kind of like, too, how they left it and how a question mark where Peach came from. It's let's try and explain why she's kind of human-looking and the rest of them are, mushroom retainer people.
Didn't they do the same thing in the 90s one? She was from...
Well, she originally came from Dinosaur World in the 90s movie.
I forgot. Her dad...
And she was Daisy, not Peach.
Right, okay. People are going to watch this and be like, you don't know anything about Mario, even the bad Mario stuff. This one didn't end with oh, hey, Mario, you're not going to believe it.
It's about your kids, Mario.
It's about your kids, Mario. Between the two movies, which one's your favorite?
I have weird nostalgia for the Bob Hoskins one. It was very disappointing as a kid because it was what it was. It's this barely resembles Mario. So in some ways it's I wish... watching this one, it makes me a little angry that we didn't get a more faithful adaptation 20 years ago or something.
You had the cartoons, right?
The cartoons. It just would have been cool to see something like that on the big screen back when. Because I loved those cartoons, but they're not quite the same thing as getting something like that.
Uh-huh.
But I enjoyed this. I thought they didn't overload it too with just new game references and stuff too, which could have been a thing. They balanced everything out pretty well.
I think they simplified it pretty well too. It was a pretty not bare bones story, but they just had a simple story to follow because you had a lot of things going on with it, like Mario and Luigi discovering this world and then going into the backstory. And so the overall plot, I think they streamlined it pretty well. It didn't feel overly complicated. It was a pretty breezy 90 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was a pretty good watch.
Me too.
So that's it.
Wait, they used Take On Me at one point too.
They did use Take.
So they really won me over once they threw that song in there.
That's pretty good. We were jamming out in the
theater. It was fun. Yeah, good music.
Yeah.
They had a lot of nice, cues in the music too when certain things came up.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I like the orchestral versions of. I guess they're orchestral in the games too, but I like the big movie versions of some of these songs.
Mm-hmm. When they get the Invincible star at the end.
Yeah, I like the epic Invincible star music. Yeah, I thought they did a good job translating that. I thought the mix of the scores for the end credits too is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, overall recommendation. This was the first time I've been back to the theater since Cats in 2019, so it was a lot better than that.
I at least saw Ghostbusters.
All right, let's call it. Go check out the movie if you like Mario. We won't tell you what to do.